Now, you would think after the reading month that I had in July, I'd just sit back and be like, you know what? I deserve a little bit of a break. No. No. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I am Andrew, and today I have got my August 2022 MBR here for you, but before we get into that, make sure you're liking and subscribing, hitting that bell notification so you can get regular updates for when I put out new content. And that said guys, coming off of the Indie Accords Readathon in July where I was co-captain of Team Narwhal, I had a ton of fun with this readathon. Made a lot of new friends, had a lot of great snack talk in the Indie Accords readathon. There was just, it was a great time, and I got to read a lot of great self-published books. And so you would think that after reading 20-some books in July, I might just sit back a little bit and, kind of take a breather. And that is not the plan as of right now. Now, whether or not I get to all of these, because I may be starting a new job, but we'll see. This is why this is an MBR, is because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all these, but I would love to get to all these. So starting off, I have got an arc from Joseph Scott Edwards, An Ocean of Others. I believe this is the Sibling Sons. This is the first one. This literally, I just saw the cover art and a couple people talking about this on Twitter. And they were like, hey, it's a really good debut. And I was like, well, okay, if that's the cover art and people are talking good about it, then I want to read it as soon as I possibly can. And so I was like, yeah, sure. Can I please have an e-arc? And he was kind enough to provide me with one. The rest is physical. And I have quite a bit here. So, starting off with the physical ones, we have got potentially Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro. This is kind of like an Edwardian, Victorian, sort of horror slash almost, what's that Netflix show called? Umbrella Academy style of book. A good friend in the Discord got this for me, and I have been dying to read it ever since it showed up on my front door. Not in my front door, on my front door. If it was in my front door, that delivery person is being a bit violent with how they deliver their packages. But yes, we have got Ordinary Monsters. This is a gorgeous copy. I absolutely love the way that one looks. So that is one that I'm hoping to get to. And then we've also got John Palladino's. Now this is a cover that I absolutely love because it is just fantasy AF. And that's the Trials of Ashmount. We've got this kind of globe of just magical boundary where we've got this castle and this verdant green grounds, but then it's surrounded by it looks like an erupted volcano that has just laid everything to waste, and I just absolutely love this cover. So we are going to be reading this one. This is supposed to be a kind of a grimmer, darker tale, but this book feels great in the hand. It's beautiful, and Sidon is destined to collapse across a world rife with blood, betrayal, and brutality. 5 people wade through unexpected tragedies. Just sounds awesome, and so I'm really excited to get to this one. I hear it's kind of got maybe a military fantasy aspect to it as well, so that is something to look forward to. Then a while ago, I started Red Queen's War by Mark Lawrence, and it is time to continue that with The Liar's Key. This is the second book. I believe this is the Tale of Snorri. Yeah, Prince Jalen and Snorri Versnagisson. The name Snorri Versnagisson gets me every single time. I enjoyed the first book. I believe I gave it 4 stars. And I've read quite a bit of Mark Lawrence. I am just wanting to kind of wrap up Red Queen's War so that I can then move on to, I believe it's called The Book of Ice, which my good friend Tiago Abdallah got for me. I just want to keep reading Mark Lawrence, and so it's time to move on with The Liar's Key, which is book 2 in the Red Queen's War. And then Alan hit pause on the Shadow Campaign's readathon because he kind of got a little bit behind, which gave me, an open slot to read a bunch of indie fantasy. So I was kind of okay with it. So this got moved from last month, and that's The Price of Valor, which is the third book in the Shadow Campaigns. So now we are getting this one read, and I'm enjoying this series. So far for me, it's been a 4-star reading experience. I've enjoyed book 1 and book 2. Nothing that really blew me away. There's a lot of politics here, and sometimes I'm just wishing for a little bit more of a fantastical element. Don't get me wrong, there are fantastical elements here. There are just times where I'm just like, maybe just a little bit more. I would like to have something there. But yeah, we have got this one, which get the UK cover because the American covers are I don't like them. All right, and then my patrons voted, and they made their voices heard, and they wanted to do a buddy read. And they chose Justin T. Cole's Master of Sorrows. My buddy Miggins first put this on my radar, and it has been sitting on my shelf now for about 2 months since I hauled it. And I keep looking up, giving it the good old side eye and be like, when am I going to get to? Well, hopefully it is this month. I believe this is more along the lines of, now not specifically in this book, but within the series, it's kind of like the origin stories of like, what if we follow the origin stories of the villain instead of the hero? And I think that's what this is supposed to be. And if I love this, I believe the second book is Master of Artificers, and that one's out, and I would love to get a hold of that as well. Plus, this is just a gorgeous book. Like, it is stunningly beautiful. So, yeah. All right, I read the first book in the Rigante series a couple months ago, and I have been meaning to get back to some David Gemmell, and I've heard Midnight Falcon is a fantastic follow-up to Sword in the Storm, and I believe this takes place about 20 to 30 years after the first book and follows Conagher's son. And so, yeah, I don't know a whole lot more about this one other than people say that this one is pretty much just as good as the first book, which excites me. So, yeah, always a good thing to get more David Gemmell because, I stand David Gemmell. And then I was sent this beautiful personalized and signed paperback of A Drowned Kingdom by P.L. Stewart. This is the last of the Atlanteans, and frankly, guys, P.L. is such a great guy. Like, he is so nice. You can see my hat right here happens to be a Drowned Kingdom kind of Atlanteans style hat. I love this hat. Since P.L. sent it to me, I haven't really taken it. I take it off to sleep and shower and all that stuff, but on my day-to-day, I'm probably wearing this hat. I am absolutely in love with this. And so I'm hoping to love this book as much as I love the hat, because it'll just give the hat that much more of a special meaning to me, which you can fault my reasoning, but this book is absolutely stunning, and thank you, PL. You are one in a million. I then have Seekers, The Winds of Change by Troy Knowlton. This is a physical arc that I was sent. Now, at the time of recording, this book is already out. It just came out, I believe, 2 days ago, but I didn't get to my physical arc in time. But hey, at that point, I've just got a book to read and review, and I hope to love this because while Troy was on the opposing team in the Indie Accords, he is still a fantastic individual, and I want to show some support by reading his book. So, there we go. All right, and then wrapping this up, because I've got an author interview scheduled at some point in the near future with this author. We have got At the Threshold of the Universe by T.A. Bruno. This is the third and final book in the Kamaria cycle, and if books 1 and 2 are anything to go by, this is going to be amazing. And plus, for my collectors out there, you want to talk about a stunning book. Like, every entry in this series, the paperbacks have been just awesome. I also hope to get to the 13th Hour, and this is the series The Cruel Gods by Trudy Skies. I talked about this one in my, Spiff Bo 8, the books that I was looking forward to, and then I immediately went out and bought a physical copy because I got those great BioShock Infinite vibes off of this book. It's a bit of a beefier book, but I mean, frankly, it's gorgeous. It's got that blue, black, and white motif, which is what initially drew my eye. And yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to say about it other than I hope to love it. All right. And then, of course, because I read the second in the Echoes saga, it is now time for the third Echoes saga by Philip C. Quintrell, Relic of the Gods. Again, this series continues to have amazing, amazing artwork. I need to buy the last 4 of these. I've got them on my Amazon wish list, and I'll get to them eventually. But, you know, I've got a book buying habit, so I get distracted very easily. I am loving this series, and this, I believe, closes out the first arc. It's very good epic fantasy, and I highly recommend you check it out. Solid stuff here. All right, we've got 3 more books that I intend to read, and yes, I am aware how much paper I have held up. Continuing the great Wheel of Time reread that we have got going on in the Wizardly Duo Discord. Currently, we are on book 6 of the Wheel of Time, and that is Lord of Chaos. And this is one of the beefier ones. It doesn't look that, I mean, I guess it does look that big, but you know what I mean. Like, it's a Wheel of Time book. It's going to be chunky. And I remember this being one of my favorites. So, honestly, I've read this book 4 or 5 times. I don't really need to tell you a whole lot about it other than it's the 6th Wheel of Time book. And, I mean, if you have been waiting to continue or you have been reading along with us, it is now time for Lord of Chaos. It is now time for book 6. This is the romance cover. This is also, while one of my favorite books, I believe one of my least favorite covers, just because he's got the kind of billowing, like, Fabio shirt where it's, like, down and open and unbuttoned and his hair is just blowing in the wind. I don't know what I'm saying now. All right, wrapping everything up, because you know I wasn't going to let you all go without talking about some Stephen King. We have got these 2 chunkers! These 2 chunky boys! I must say so for myself. We have got the final book in The Dark Tower. The Dark Tower. I've never read this one. This is the only Dark Tower book at this point now that I have yet to read. And honestly, I'm excited to finally have The Dark Tower underneath my belt. And then because Insomnia supposedly ties in very well with The Dark Tower, according to Mike from Mike's Books Reviews, he said, hey, just get in Insomnia before you finish it. Well, here it is in this month, being read the same month, just like I did with Salem's Lot and Wolves of the Kala. We have got Insomnia right here. That said, guys, that is all the books that I have here for you. It is a lot to get read. Will it all get read? I don't know, but I am going to try. So please let me know what you are reading in the comments down below for August of 2022. I would absolutely love to know. And guys, till next time, please make sure you are liking, subscribing, hitting that Patreon if you want to support what I do here. And as always, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.